Discover the courage to heal, grow, and reclaim your voice. Hey friends, our new 2025 podcast episodes on Your Story Matters will be streaming soon on all major platforms, offering powerful stories, non-expert insights, and practical tools for navigating trauma and reclaiming your authentic self. Prefer to watch? Explore our video content on YouTube and join us on all socials for deeper connections. Your healing is worth every word, every moment, and every step, because your story matters. Now, let's get into today's episode. Hope you enjoy. Hey friends, welcome back to another Micro Matters episode, and welcome to 2025. And I'm sitting here with my cup of coffee and just kind of going over in my mind of recounting 2024. If you follow me on Instagram, I've also posted a lot of photos in which I had encapsulated a lot of memories and really thought about all the good and the hard times, all the joy and all the pain. And even though it feels like 2021, we're now thrusted into a new year. And it also comes down to our healing and the way that we see others and people in our relationships. Because the truth is, those who have caused us pain will never change, but we can. So I'm going to share a little bit about that. The truth is that we've all been there, holding out for hope that somebody will change, and maybe thinking that this time things will be different. Maybe they will see what they've done to us or the pain that they've caused us. Now, if you've grown up with narcissistic parents, or you've had someone that's in your life that has caused a lot of trauma, it's easy for us to think, well, man, I really want them to suffer for what they've done, or I hope that some harm will be caused to them. And though it's human to feel that, it's not the most healthiest thing that we can think of and what we can do, because the truth is that we need to heal from those relationships, and the healing starts with us. It doesn't start with them. So you can keep this in mind, that when someone remains unchanged, their behavior doesn't change either. So we can't really hope for something that's not there. And when you grant the repeat offenders access to your life, then often you're inviting them back into your sphere for them to create harm all over again without even realizing it. And it begins with thoughts like, well, maybe I'll just give them another chance. Maybe this conversation, I can turn the tide and things will be different. Well, change requires more than words. And on our part, it demands action. And that's something that we cannot expect from those who've caused us harm or pain. Because in reality, it requires ownership of the behavior. There needs to be some sort of remorse and commitment to determine a better process of the relationship for a better outcome, for things to be transformed. But when there's no transformation, that cycle just keeps repeating, and it just pulls you under. You've heard this before too, that time heals all wounds. I'm not a proponent of that. I don't believe that time does heal wounds. I believe that healing comes from the source of the pain as we embrace it and continue the process of working out the hurt and the trauma. And that takes time. If the cause of your hurt remains unchanged, those wounds can't fully close. They can't heal. It's like reopening the pain that leaves you stuck in those same old patterns of pain and disappointment. For those of you who have been following me here on my podcast, Your Story Matters, I thank you for that, and also my socials. You may have remembered me talking about the injury that I incurred just this past year, which was only about like a month ago. And that alone has taught me a great vault of appreciation, because I'm looking for the word. And you know what? I think appreciation sums up 2024 for me. And here's why. Because when I encountered my accident with a deer, with my bike, and me sliding down a 500-foot hill and then tumbling, I broke my left arm. I've never had a broken bone in my body. I've never had a bike accident like this ever. But through the recovery process, it's been really tough. And I've gone to what my sister calls physical therapy, meaning. And then they would work my arm out and give me exercises and things to do to limber me up, so that way I'm able to progress to the next stage of recovery. And it's been hard. Plus, the other thing too that's been, I've never noticed this before. Maybe you have, I don't know. But if you've broken anything, or if you had surgery, you have scars as a result. I'm not sure if you've heard of this, but my doctors were telling me to rub out the scar by, using my other hand and pressing into the scar with my fingers to do like little circles or up and down movements to smooth out that scar. Because what's happening is that scar, it grabs a hold of attaches itself to the muscle or to the bone from that incision or injury. And the longer that you leave the scar there unmoved, it roots itself, making it harder and harder for it to pull away. So therefore, it limits your range of motion. And that's what I've been working with now through this past month of December, is a lack of range of motion. But the more that I've been rubbing out that scar, I have noticed a little bit of relief and the ability to move my arm again, which is fantastic. But if I were to remain unchanged, nothing would heal. If I wasn't able to work through that pain, nothing would be resolved. I would have a scar to prove it, sure. And I can say that the scar has made me stronger, and yeah, okay. But that scar still limits my growth, you see? And that's the tough part about healing from trauma, is going back and working out that pain when it hurts so bad, and on days when you just don't even want to wake up. You don't want to even put you don't want to put your foot in one of your shoes to move on. And that's been me as far as this recovery, but I've realized the appreciation of the pain has taught me lessons of patience, of mercy, of working through the past junk in my life. And I think realizing what I have now here in the present, because it really is about not what was, but what is. And that's the reality that we have to live in. So you deserve healing, and you deserve relationships that nurture that healing, that relationships that are good for you involve respect, trust, and growth. And where accountability is the foundation and change is evident, not empty promises by words. So I say this for 2025 for you, that choosing yourself isn't selfish. It's necessary. It's how we create lives that honor the worth we carry and the love we deserve. So let this be a reminder for you that you are not obligated to keep someone in your life who refuses to grow. It's really about protecting your peace and guarding your heart, and knowing that real love never asks you to sacrifice your dignity. So to sum up, no, you can't control others. You can't change others. They may hold on to the same patterns and their excuses and their cycles, but what about you? You're not bound to their choices. See, that's what is freeing, because you can change, you can heal, you can grow beyond the pain that they caused. Because change starts with recognizing your power to set your boundaries, to choose your peace, to rewrite your story. And you don't have to wait for others to change in order for you to move forward, because again, healing is about you. It's not about staying stuck in the past of their dysfunction. And when you realize that, then it should be freeing to you to realize that your healing isn't dependent on other people's behavior. It's dependent upon your ability to move forward, your courage, your wanting the change to happen, the desire that you have to grow. So yes, change is hard. Healing and working through the pain sucks. But staying stuck is harder. So take one step at a time. Choose yourself and trust that your transformation will lead you to the life and relationships and environment and the peace and the joy that you deserve. Until next time, I'm Branon Dempsey, and remember, your story matters.